This has been a video that I've been threatening, absolutely threatening to complete for perhaps getting on for about 12 months now, actually. And it's all around the Wii, but with a slight tip of the Wii hat to the Gamecube, the original Gamecube. The original Gamecube. So the original Gamecube, there's only ever been one Gamecube, hasn't there? What am I going on about? I mean a launch version of the Gamecube. This video isn't about the Wii, so please don't switch off, guys. It's not about the Wii as regards to the Wii and the Wii games. It's another use of a Wii. One of the things that's I suppose in reality that the Wii's are really renowned for is the hackability, the modability of the console. I haven't done many videos on hacking consoles as regards to them playing backups or whatever. There's a lot of information on the internet about that if you want to find out about that. I did originally buy a Wii when they came out on release in the UK, and I think I owned it. I mean, literally, no word of an exaggeration. I think I owned it for about a week, if that, and then I sold it. I just didn't get on with it at all. But as part of the whole retro stuff, even though the Wii isn't classed as a retro console, I appreciate that. But certainly in the realms of collecting, I actually went out and bought another one. Christ, it must have been a good 12 months ago plus, or about 12 months ago, or that sort of kind of time frame. And I think I mentioned it on the previous video. And I sort of alluded to the fact that I'd bought one, but not for the reason that perhaps you guys have thought that I'd bought one for. And it was sort of around the hacking side of the Wii, not to run copied games or anything like that, but for one of a absolute sole purpose. And it was in essence to enable my my Gamecube library of games to be on a console that had progressive output, 480p progressive output. I'm sure many of you guys know that a lot of the Gamecube games could in fact output in a progressive mode, which really did make a massive difference to the graphical quality of the games. I didn't appreciate how much of a difference it made until the other night, until I actually got round to actually doing some stuff. I thought, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to have a bit of a play and see how I get on. But the Gamecube was at the sort of technology sort of genre of consoles that gave progressive output at 480 lines of video. So you had a lot more detail. So it was better than interlaced picture because it was a full frame of video. It wasn't 240 lines flickering, alternating. It was a full 480 line of video on each frame. And actually at the time, one of the games that came out for the Gamecube, launch games, was this little beauty here. Star Wars Rogue Leader Squadron 2. Star Wars Rogue Leader Rogue Squadron 2. Fantastic Star Wars game, probably one of the best ones that's ever graced our grubby little hands and controllers. Absolutely fantastic game. And one of the main things that came out of reviews as regards to that game was the graphics quality when it was in progressive mode, in 480 progressive mode. Now the progressive mode on the Gamecube is only available on NTSC consoles and NTSC software. And the biggest issue, without a shadow of a doubt, is to get progressive output out of the Gamecube console. You need a progressive output cable, which is a component for the Gamecube. the only component cables that were made were the official Nintendo ones, and they are like, I mean, they're rarer than rocking horse shit. I would have more chance of finding rocking horse shit than what I would do finding a component cable for a GameCube. They are so rare, it's unbelievable. They occasionally come up, very occasionally, but they command prices of £70+. Absolutely extortionate, really crazy prices. And I suppose to a normal gamer you'd think, look, you know, what's the big deal about having component output on a GameCube? It's not going to be worth 70 quid, is it? It probably is worth 70 quid actually, based on the experience that I've had over the past 2 days, 2-3 days. So it was always something I wanted to look at to see actually what the games look like, and to try and get that full quality out of the gaming experience on the GameCube. And I mean, like I said, I've owned a launch console from launch, obviously. Actually, one of the interesting things is that I've got 2 GameCubes, both boxed, and in really, really nice condition. The boxes are absolutely mint. I've got a Japanese one and a PAL one. Now, I think, again, I said on a previous video that I used to keep receipts for consoles. Now, why is it the consoles that I end up keeping in boxes that I don't throw away or don't sell or whatever, well, I never sell anything, I'll just throw it away, are always the bloody consoles not worth shit, you know what I mean? I mean, GameCubes aren't worth anything. But I opened the box up and I'd got the receipt when I bought this, and it was purchased on the 23rd of the 9th, 2001. GameCube with 2 games, memory card and an AV lead and a step down. It cost me 500 quid, £500. And again, I've mentioned on some other videos that I suppose the amount of cash that I've spent on consoles, I think every console I buy ends up costing me sort of about 500 quid, and if it costs me less than 500 quid, it's cheap to me, because every time I've bought one, they cost me 500 quid. It must be a magic number for consoles. So, and that was from a place that's actually closed down now, it's not even open anymore. A place in Starbridge, West Midlands. Cross knows how they went out of business charging 500 quid, I don't know, but that was an independent store, one of the importers at the time when there used to be importers around, local importers. But yeah, 500 quid. So of course, when people turn around and say, oh, the PlayStation 4's 350, what a rip off. The PlayStation, sorry, the Xbox One, 430 quid. That's cheap to me. I mean, that is cheap. So anyway, I digress. Yeah, so I'd bought a Wii. So what did I buy a Wii for? Let's cut to the chase. I bought a Wii to soft mod it. They're really easy to soft mod. Again, I'm not going to go into that, guys. There's plenty of information on the internet. But the bonus thing about the absolute sort of amazing bonus thing about it is that Wii's are cheap. I mean, they're dirt cheap. You can pick them up for you know, peanuts nowadays. But if you soft mod a Wii, because a Wii is progressive output compatible already, and you can buy the component leads for them, they're cheap as chips, is that you can, once you've soft modded it, you can actually play and import a GameCube disc, you can play a PAL GameCube disc, and you can force it to output in progressive mode. And that's what I wanted to try, because obviously I can't do that. I haven't got a progressive lead for my GameCube, and it was an easy way for me to, and it was also something interesting that I could play around with. Amazingly easy to soft mod. I mean, like really easy to soft mod a Wii. Any Wii can be soft modded, and effectively, spitting everywhere now, getting really excited. Effectively, you can see behind me, Star Wars Rogue Leader Squadron is running now on my Wii, the disc, and it's in progressive mode. Now it's on a CRT monitor, on a normal PC type sort of monitor, and it looks absolutely fantastic. It really does. It is really amazing actually how much difference it makes having the progressive output. I mean, Star Wars looks absolutely phenomenal. Back in the day, this would have looked the dog's, I mean the absolute dog's bollocks. I can now understand what some of the reviewers were getting at when they said that the graphics are just absolutely outstanding. This is unbelievable, and it really is. I mean the game's great anyway, but the presentation and the quality of the presentation with the graphics is simpler. I mean, it is simply stunning. Okay, it's not to Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 standard, but actually when you look at it and you play it, it's not a billion miles away. It actually feels right. It all feels right, and it doesn't actually feel retro. It's almost that the arcade version, the Model 3 version of Star Wars Trilogy, this, in my opinion, looks better than the Model 3 version. And the Model 3 version looks pretty awesome, but this looks a lot better. The detail is just absolutely horrendous for a game that is effectively now 12 years old. It's amazing, and this was at the start of the Gamecube's life cycle. And now the Gamecube didn't have a great life, unfortunately, but it certainly could create some great effects. Now, for me to be able to get this to work on a CRT monitor that is on a VGA connection, effectively what I've had to do, and it's a good job I don't throw out any of my video processors, but I've utilised an XRGB-3 for this. So effectively what I've done is I've transcoded using the XRGB-3. I've fed it a component progressive signal, 480p signal, and I've basically extracted out of it the same 480p signal, but in a VGA type guide, you know, D sub 15 output, and fed that straight to the monitor, and it works absolutely fine. It's being used as a transcoder, so there is no sort of processing delay there in reality, and because it's the XRGB3 anyway, it's virtually lag free, even if it was doing any form of processing on the simple line doubling mode. But it's basically been just treated as a transcoder, so it's not doing anything special to the signal. But it really does, guys. It looks absolutely great, and I would go as far to say that if you've got a GameCube and you do come across one of these component cables, even for 70 quid, go and buy it. Because if you've got a CRT TV, especially, because they do look really great on CRTs, it's absolutely stunning. It really is stunning. So I'll sort of give you a very, very, very quick view of my. In fact, you know what? I'll do it now. Right, so we've got the XRGB3 there, and there's nothing special about it. It's on the front port. I'm just hoofing the component straight in. That's coming off my soft modded Wii. Say that when you're drunk. And it's given a great, awesome picture there, absolutely awesome picture. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the lights out, I'm going to set the camera up, and I'm going to show you a bit of Star Wars in all its 480p glory. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Speak to you again soon.
Red 3 standing by. Red 6 standing by. Red 9 standing by. Red 2 standing by. Red 11 standing by. Rocky is poised in attack position. Watch yourself. There's a lot of fire coming from the right side of that deflection tower.
I copy, Red Leader.
We've got to destroy those deflection towers.
Red Leader, we've got you covered. I'm going after the towers. Cover me. Big switch, follow me. Draw that surface fire away from me. Hold on, Luke. I'm on my way. Big switch, follow me. Big switch. Let's close it up. Right with you, Luke.
We'll stay back far enough to cover you.